Greetings and welcome back. I honestly cannot believe it is the beginning of August already. Where did July go? I have no idea. I do have to admit though that our July was very busy. This house was filled with guests and I've loved every minute of it. We had several guests visiting us from Michigan. We also had our daughter and our two grandchildren living with us as they were moving back from Texas finally, and I am delighted. Her husband and the two dogs drove. They drove here from Texas, bless their hearts, and Caitlin and the boys stayed with us in the meantime, and they are in their new home. We've been trying to help them get settled, and I'm just loving that they are closer. The last guests that we had were my brother-in-law and sister-in-law came to visit us, and they have been here several times. And each visit, we have explored different areas of New England with them. Pretty much every state that touches our state they have seen. I don't think they have been to Rhode Island or Connecticut yet, so maybe another trip. But this trip, when I asked them, what is it that you would like to see or do? My sister-in-law said, I would love to go consignment shopping. And that's exactly what we did. Her and I went to some of my favorite consignment stores, and my brother-in-law and Mark, they went golfing, they went kayaking, and they even worked on a little project here. So we had a lot of fun. Luckily, they drove their truck because believe me, they needed it going home. So as you can tell from the title, today's video is going to be about thrifting. Again, I have done several videos on thrifting because it is a love of mine. And I think you enjoy it too, from what I can see in your comments and how many people have viewed those videos. However, today I'm going to do something a little different. I am going to share some of the items that I have purchased, but also what their real value is when I'm looking it up. Now, a lot of the things that I get, you can no longer buy brand new, but I can still look up to see what they would be worth if I were to purchase them, maybe from an antique dealer or that type of thing. There is a difference with antiquing versus thrifting or consignment shopping, as I'm sure many of you know. Now, I had a couple of fun quotes I wanted to share with you today, so let me start by reading those. The first one is, and this is very true for me, I love older things that people have used and cherished. They have personality, character, and soul. And that's so true. I cannot go to just a big box store and buy these items. A lot of the items that I have purchased, you cannot even find anymore other than antique stores or consignment stores. So here's the second one. Thrifting is more than just shopping. It's an everyday adventure. And I guess Sadie believes that too. You can hear her commenting below. And then here, this one is for my sister-in-law. You know you're a thrift store-aholic when the highlight of your vacation is finding new thrift stores. I have done that many times. I'm sure you have too. As I said, luckily they drove their truck out here because I'm telling you, she had a lot of fun. She found a lot of unique things. It was fun for me to kind of watch her and see what is it that she's looking at. We do have similar styles. We all have a different style. Her and I do like a lot of the same things, but as I have said here before, there are a lot of things out here that I can find that I could not have found when I was in Michigan. And that I could see what she was looking at and what she was picking up and even purchasing. And I think I'm still right on track with that. Another thing I wanted to talk about too is she had picked up a few like nautical decor items and she was questioning, should I buy it? I really like it, but I don't know that it would fit in my home decor. Now, she lives in the country and I told her if you like it, if you want to decorate with this one particular item was an old painting she found of a woman in a boat. She had the beautiful bonnet, the beautiful straw bonnet on and a dress, and she was in a boat and she loved it. And I had talked to her about that when I lived in Michigan, and I think I've shared this here before. I did decorate a lot with nautical style or a New England style because that's what I loved. It didn't necessarily fit into where I lived, but it was something I loved. And I think that's what's important. I have a friend who lives on top of a mountain in Vermont. You walk into her home, it is filled with nautical decor. She loves it. She was raised on the Cape. And so that is what her true love is. So I encourage you to do the same. And as I've said before, when I decorate our old home here, I decorate to respect the age of the home, but I also decorate with things that I love. And sometimes I could go all different directions because I love so many different things. So I do have to kind of tone it down a little. Please decorate with what you love. Okay, now I'm going to step down off my soapbox. I am going to turn the camera around. I am going to show you the majority of what I bought. Some things I have set aside because, as I said before, I am going to do gift sets to put into my store. But I'm going to show you some. Some of these things will be in my store, some not. But I feel like I got some fun, unique things this trip. And I wanted to share with you. So let's get started with how much I spent, how much it's worth. I wanted to start with this picture here. I just fell in love with it. As you know, I love anything, any form of an equestrian picture. And I purchased this. It was only $12. And I just loved it. It was framed and everything. I don't know the value on it. Awaiting the call. I don't know the value on it because I cannot find this exact picture, you know, framed with this frame and that matting. However, when I brought it home, my daughter pointed out, she said, "Mom, isn't that the same as the card table that I have, that you have?" And it is. As you can see, it's the same other than that portion is cut out of it. So obviously I do love it. This is an old card table I purchased. It was shortly after we moved here. And I went to a garage sale. They had this. I purchased it. And I've shown it before. But anyway, I thought that was just something kind of fun to share. So I'm keeping it in my library where I do have all of my equestrian pictures, or the majority of them, I should say. So anyway, unfortunately, I can't find the value on this. But let's go into the other room and I'm going to show you some items that I was able to find. So let's head in there. I'm going to start with these Emma Bridgewater mugs. For those of you that know Emma Bridgewater, it is a brand made in England. I think I have purchased 3 of her mugs throughout the years. I know the value of these. These sell for like $40, brand new. And they had 2. I thought the cows were kind of cute. And they had 2, and as you can see, the set of 2 mugs were $12.36. So I thought that was a very good deal. I recognized them immediately, and I purchased them. I don't know. I love anything Emma Bridgewater. I have shared with you before, we have one of our guest bedrooms that we call our nautical bedroom, and we purchased a couple of items specifically for this room, and this is one of them. Now, this is a little light that we plan on putting right over here. There's really not enough room necessarily for much of a nightstand table, but we thought for now we could put this so it at least gives it some light. You can tell it's old. It's a vintage item. Now when I looked this up, I don't know, I was just shocked. It did say that it's a 1960s a nautical rope and anchor sconce. It certainly is that. It looked exactly like that. It said it was from the 60s, which I do believe. And online, they are selling for $800 a pair. We paid $28 for this baby. Now, I may change the shade, but what a deal that was, and it fits perfect in our nautical room. The other thing that we had picked out is this guy. We thought he was kind of cute, and I call him the little sailor man. We paid $12 for him. There really weren't any markings on it. And I did find him online, and he was selling for anywhere between $20 and $45. So worth the $12 for us. And I'm going to add him to my little gallery wall that I have started here in the bedroom. And look, he kind of matches him. So I think that will be a good fit. I'm not exactly sure which spot I will put him in, but he made a nice fun addition to this room. Now next are these 4 etched glass coasters, and they're just so pretty. If you have watched me in the past, you know I do have a collection started of different mugs. I believe I have a wine. I do have a wine decanter, but they're all the etched boats, and I just love them. And Mark had actually spotted this. To be quite honest, he spotted that anchor lamp also. So Mark had spotted these. Do we need more coasters? No, but they're just different. They're so pretty. I do like that they actually have an edge on them. So those, when I looked those up, they were going anywhere from $24 to $40 for 4, and we purchased them for $12 for 4. So that was a good deal. Now here's another nautical item. This would be either just like a throw blanket or possibly a baby blanket. The name brand on it is Native America by Alps. And if you can see, you have lobsters, there's lighthouses etched in it with the birds flying. It caught my eye immediately. I thought it was pretty. And in researching this, they do sell originally for $45 to $50. Now, I cannot tell you what I paid for it exactly, simply because what happens a lot of time at estate sales here, I don't know if it's different throughout the country, but for miscellaneous items like this and some other things I'm going to show you, they just put it in a pile and they'll say, okay, how about $20 for the pile? So it's not like you're getting an individual price. But I can tell you at this particular estate sale, we ended up paying $25 for the pile of items that we had, which included the next few things that I'm going to show you. And Mark had picked up a couple of things. He was with us at that one. So the next one, many of you are going to know what this is. This brand is very popular out here. It's called Four Corners. They are hooked pillows, and they are made in Vermont, and this one happens to be an adorable little yellow lab. I just fell in love with him. He's so cute, and I know Four Corners very well. I have a couple of their pillows myself that I have purchased while out thrifting, and this size typically will go for $40. Again, this was in the pile of items that we purchased for $25. The next items were these little cookie presses. Now, you have seen before that I use these not just to make shortbread cookies, but I've also used them to make different ornaments. If you remember when I did the clay ornaments, look at that, it's a little crab. I was not familiar with this brand, but when I looked it up, the cookie presses or cookie stamp, they go for $15 each. And again, so right there you have 15 each. That's $60. That was part of our $25 pile. I also found this adorable metal pumpkin. It holds a taper behind it. I did find them online and they sell for $20. So just as you can see already, I'm getting my money's worth. Then I also picked up these cookbooks. This one was fun and unique. The old New England cookbook, wood etched with pine cones. And inside is 300 fine old recipes. And not a thick cookbook, but some fun recipes, some unique recipes. So I did like this. I thought, if nothing else, it's actually a fun little piece of decor. Sticking with the cookbooks, with the cookbook department, I did find these. These are, can you hear it cracking? It's like they were never opened. Barefoot Contessa. She always has some nice recipes. These were two that I do not have. Barefoot Contessa Back to Basics, and then How Easy Is That? And as with the first one, I don't think these were ever used. They just feel like they were brand new. So beautiful books. I was very happy to add these and this to my collection. I'm not sure if I forgot to mention, but I did find this online and I saw a price of $15 on that one. So very fun. Again, all of this as part of my $25. I did find another Salmon Falls pottery piece. This is a vase. For those of you not familiar, Salmon Falls pottery is made here in New Hampshire. They're no longer in business. I have kept pieces. I have sold pieces. I'm not sure what I will do with this. When I look it up, it is coming up roughly $40 to $45 for this piece. So it's in perfect condition and I love it. So keep an eye out. I'm not sure if that will end up in my store or in my home. Another fun piece is this wicker tote bag. It is a universal thread, which is from Target. Tags are still on this, so it is brand new. And I paid $4 for that. It is still being sold online, and I was seeing that for $35. So again, very cute bag. I was thinking possibly even just keeping that in my car if I go to the farmer's market, or just to have a nice little tote bag to organize items in the back of my car as I purchase them. So definitely worth the $4. Now, the last item that I wanted to share with you is this guy. I fell in love with him immediately. I did find him in a consignment store, and another woman was joking with me. She said, if you don't buy him, I will. I just love him. He's showing up a little darker in video than he is in real life, but it's like a whitewash look wicker to him on a base. I did find him online. I was shocked. The price that he is going for is anywhere between $125 and $200, and I paid $30 for him. And I was like, oh, I don't know about $30. Boy, am I glad I did. What a unique piece. You know I love my nautical decor. Right now I have him up on my fireplace mantle with my other nautical items, and I love him. I absolutely love him. So that's it for today, friends. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As you can see, I have not added it up, but I have saved, over a lifetime, I have saved thousands of dollars in thrifting, in consignment shopping. And I also feel I find some very unique items. As you can see, I'm buying older items too that you can no longer find in stores. So that helps make my decor unique too. I would love if you would comment below and share maybe some of your favorite thrifted items or your deals of the century. I know I've certainly had some throughout my lifetime, and those that I'm sharing with you today are just my most recent, just within the past couple of weeks. So that's it today, friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.